66 leading Burnside Heights 27 and Coburg Districts 52 leading East Sunbury 28. Start of the third quarter, Adam Sarakoglu and Dave Kennedy.
Up and away in the second half, and once again the umpire's going to recall it. I think that's 3 from 3, isn't it, boys? That have been recalled at the start of quarters. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. 75 points to margin at half-time after the score was adjusted. The Rucks do battle once again. Thompson tapped it down to himself, and then Moody Taleb wrapped him up a secondary ball up, or really a third ball up, still in the centre circle. 27 seconds gone, and we're away once again. Taleb with a big fist forward towards the Bell Street end of the ground, and the Saints go forward first. High kick inside 50, couldn't be marked there by Darwick Abdul Wahed, and now a chance here for Ali Abouid, that was. He was well wrapped up. The pressure inside defensive 50 from West Coburg is very good, and they should clear at least momentarily through McMillan. A little handball over the top there, out to Lolino, and they're away down the broadcast wing.
Two great tackles there in defence by West Coburg, as they've got the ball now on the centre wing.
No, they weren't able to go forward cleanly, and now Basman Abdul Wahed got it to Fort Caruso. He was upended. Basman Abdul Wahed ended up going inside 50. Once again, Ali Abouid just dropped a mark he really should have taken. McMillan now just runs back through traffic, and they're going to try and switch play across half-back Drake. And in the end, the switch wasn't present, so they go back down the line, and Smith takes the mark at half-back.
Came down a bit property as well there, did Jared Smith. Just went in board. Now West Coburg can go and penetrate the wing. Broadcast side. Kick no good, though, straight down the throat of Bottlop for Northern Saints, and that kick wasn't great. Inboard again. It is a West Coburg ball. Omar Saad, Abdallah, and now Kelly inside 50 for West Coburg, and Almi's got to take on his direct opponent, Mohammed Taleb. Gets it now, Almi. Little hand pass inboard. Fawad Akari back to Almi, and a loose man inside 50. Play on advantage. Laley, goal. Not quite. Wasn't a great kick. And almost hit the post, in fact. Minor score in the end for West Coburg. 12-13-85, plays 1-3-9 at Coburg City Oval. 2 minutes into the third quarter.
Short kick, and now it's in defence. Karakeltis takes the mark, and then his kick is turned over right on the attacking 50 for West Coburg. Marwan Abdul Wahed takes the mark. He's still sporting the elbow guard. I think he wore this during the final series last year, so maybe a chronic injury there. Abdul Wahed takes the man on the mark on and got it over the top to McMillan. Back to Marwan Abdul Wahed, but that's where it came unstuck. Now a ball up inside 50. It was a good tackle that was laid there, and another ball up. The tackle there came from Hassam Ahmed.
That elbow brace, he's been wearing it for a while, even back at his days at Maribyrnong Park, Marwan Abdul Wahed.
Oh, geez, and he broke through the congestion there, and he got it to Thompson, who tried to go back through traffic, couldn't quite. Fort Caruso's over the footy. He lost it, though. It spilled out here. Jesse Martini to the hot spot. Oh, Elmi Saeed just came back with the flight and took a very nice mark across the front of the pack.
Jared Smith's come off the ground after that incident earlier. He's looks like could be an ankle, but I don't think if he sits out the rest of the day, it's going to be any great loss for West Coburg.
So Saeed Elmi took the mark about 10 metres out. Really no angle to speak of. He should go back and slot it, and he does. Opening goal goes to West Coburg, and once again they extend their margin. 13-13, 91. Northern Saints 1-3-9. 4 minutes gone, third term.
Just on Jared Smith, fellas, he came off and had his right knee looked at, but he's walking around the boundary now, and I think he should be right, but I will keep you updated.
Good spot, Adam Russell there on the boundary line, and Chief, you spotted that as well from the contest. So, geez, we've got some good eyes on the footy at the moment, picking up everything from the commentary box and the boundary line.
That's what you get when you get a good vantage point like we have here, Dave. A big difference. No disrespect to Lebanon Reserve, but it's not the greatest ground to call from for us. We've got a great vantage point here at Coburg City Oval. We're back in the middle once more, and Thompson won the ruck contest, didn't win the clearance though for West Coburg, and Simeone's going to send the ball forward. Cassanides, a fellow Moomba Park alumni, won't get to that one, and that's a boundary throw in, 51 out from goal.
Apologies for any dropouts that may have occurred in the opening part of this third term. We've travelled 5 minutes. Moomba Park alumni. Is that
Yep.
your old school there, Adam?
Primary school just off Anderson Road in Fawkner.
There's the plug.
Just across the road from the creek as well, where I grew up in Reservoir. So that's enough about me. It's a Drake ball for West Coburg, and forward Akari gets the ball moving towards the wing, and a good kick as well. Mark taken by Lolino.
Goes over the top, looking for a teammate there in Martini. He's been busy across half forward. The kick wasn't great, though. He tried to go back in board. Omar Abdallah spilt the mark, but they still might gather at ground level. Here's Abdallah once again. He kicks, that's Martini once again, I should say. He was pushed as he kicked. Fort Caruso gathered the loose pill, then got it to Nick Hearn, and then Fort Caruso back out wide towards the boundary line. Pushed as he kicked it there was Marzan Abdul Wahid.
Oh, look out. Claire Varley's got a possession here. She was sharking it. Didn't quite get there in the end, though, just behind the Northern Saints bench.
And it went out of bounds on the full free kick to West Coburg. Pretty much the true centre wing position, Chief.
Yeah, it's in the hands of Fawaz Akari. He kicked a very good goal in the second quarter. He's at the gates of respite as we speak. He'll go inboard. That's okay. Mark taken by Lolino. This next kick, though, not so obvious for West Coburg. Lolino will just go inboard. That's okay. Mark taken by McMillan. He's got Kelly in the centre. Doesn't want to go there. Not even looking into the centre square. Just going long and deep. And it's a rush kick. That gets cut off in the end by Butler. And it's going to be a Northern Saints repel. Fort Caruso got brought down pretty quickly. No prior opportunity, though. Omar Abdallah was the tackler. Fawaz Akari involved there. And the umpire will cross his arms and we'll have a ball up centre wing.
A little bit of heat off the footy there. Fort Caruso not happy with that tackle. And why would he be? He was upended, and he wouldn't have been too happy, the captain, at least for today. Toss the coin, and now Omar Abdallah. And Fort Caruso still going on with things off the ball. It's about to break. You'd think here, the umpire really needs to send this back into orbit. Oh, it's starting to get physical out there. Players are milling around each other, and they're not near the footy. That's for sure. Basman Abdul Wahid, he was near the footy. He gathered the clearance and then kicked up towards half forward. No mark taken. Daheg Abdul Wahid, and West Coburg going to run it out of defence through Meki Lolino. Kicks up towards Saeed Almi. He couldn't quite get involved in the contest, so Martini went up for it instead. Got the handball off Omar Saad inside 50. Marwan Abdul Wahid is loose inside 50, and he takes the mark 40 from home, 45-degree angle. And you can see Northern Saints players just throwing their arms up in the air saying, boys, concentrate on defence, not the brawl that ensued just moments ago.
Very good umpiring then. Get on with it, and credit to both teams. They didn't, no one threw the sly little punch or anything like that, because that could have quickly got out of control.
Marwan Abdul Wahid kicks the goal from set shot. It was a lovely drop punt that just sailed through, and another goal for West Coburg.
This is, it's really like a training run now. It's unfortunate for Northern, but West Coburg are doing what they need to do, and just making his rotations. Digby's just moving blokes around and getting his matchups right, which is good.
Dave, you watch a player needs to go through the halftime scores again, and we'll start with Essendon 4 Division 1. Taylor's Lake 7-4-46, West Meadows 5-10-40, Craigieburn 10-5-65, Glenroy 6-9-45, East Keilor trailing against Dooders 3-3-21 to 15-8, 15-9, 99 Oak Park, 11-3-69 leading Hillside 1-7-13. We'll go to Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division in a moment. Looks like we've got free kick, Dave.
We've got time. They're going to bring it back, so it'll be a big delay. Keep going.
Premier Abbas 5-8-38 Trail Greenvale 8-5-53. Maribyrnong Park, they're leading Strathmore by 2 goals here. 11-8-74 plays 9-6-60. Airport West 8-5-53. Down against Keilor, big second quarter, 10-11-71. Avondale Heights 6-5-41. Down against Paco 12-9-81. Strathmore Community Bank Division 2 is coming up in a moment.
Woody Taleb has won himself a free kick, and Northern Saints tried to take the advantage. The umpire saying no advantage, and that's why we had the delay in play. That one goes long, but it's cut off. Another good defensive mark is taken there, this time by Pride, who goes wide, and It's West Coburg building off half-back. The kick inboard towards McMillan cleared him. Moody Taleb there to mop up out the back. He tried to run through Hopkins. Lucky to get the handball away, but he's turned it over, though. McMillan through traffic. Just delayed the handball, then got it off to Drake, who kicked up towards half-forward. Marwan Abdul-Wahed took the mark. Almost 50 there against Solidarkos. The umpire said no, play on. They go up towards half-forward. Little chip over the top. Oh, they're just playing games at the moment. And they chip it around. Eventually, Omar Saad takes the mark. He can line up goal number 3. No, he's going to play on and move it wider still. Langley takes the mark on his own 40 out. Broadcast side, 45-degree angle at the Harding Street end.
He's had a few shots today to former Craigieburn man. Strathmore Community Bank Division 2, Jacana 3-3-21, down against Hadfield 9-9-63. Moonee Valley 10-6-66, leading Burnside Heights 3-9-27. We'll get the kick from Laley.
Jake Laley, goal in the second term. This to make it another one in the third. He misses very badly. Out of bounds on the full, no score.
Coburg Districts 8-4-52, leading East Sunbury 4-4-28. And later on tonight, Keilor Park will take on Roxy in the twilight fixture. You going, Dave?
No, I'm not, but you have tipped Roxburgh Park, I notice, which goes against your nickname, of course, one of your other nicknames, the Keilor Park man, as Northern Saints want to bring this one back in short, and the target's found there by Bilal Abu Eid, who goes short and wide. Ali Saad takes the mark, a dangerous kick over the top. Cassanides is good enough, though, takes the mark, and then he ran into trouble. Almost a turnover. It is a turnover. Umpire says he threw it out. Free kick coming up for West Coburg.
Well, he went to play on and then looked up and realised that he had absolutely nothing to kick to. So, umpire called play on and correct decision there.
And now a short one finds Drake, who's floated forward. He hasn't got a goal to his name today, but, geez, he's done just about everything else from half-back.
Northern Saints are unfit. You can't be playing Premier Division. There's too many blokes with hands on hips, not running, not getting into the defence as on ballers. They're not up to Premier at this stage.
Drake kicks from right on 50. It's going to go right to the line. Taleb makes sure it goes through from behind. 14-14, 98. Plays 139.
5 p.m. kick-off tonight, in case you want a double dose of EDFL football at Keilor Park Reserve against Roxy. Twilight fixture, which has been done before down at Keilor Park, the 5 p.m. kick-off. That was not a mark.
Was it hard
for Mohammed
Chief?
Taleb?
Was it difficult for you?
What was that, Dave?
To tip Roxy over Keilor Park?
No, not really. It's overstated, to say the least. And there's a bit of a conference here at half forward, and it is a Northern Saints ball. That sounds like you disagree, Jambo.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. The field umpire's just stamped his authority on the game.
Boundary umpire had the perfect view of that, and from up here it certainly looked like he dropped it.
Taleb's kick was good. Mark taken by Karakaltsis. He has the ball just behind true centre wing. Puts his arms up and says, boys, give me something. There is nothing to kick to, and that kick was lucky not to be smothered. Half forward, that's a pretty good mark, that one, by Hearn.
Was that a Falcon?
I think it was. He might have done the New York Giants Super Bowl winning catch, used his scon to actually bring the ball down. It's a Northern Saints ball here, and Mazad Abdul-Wahed goes bang, kicks goal number 2 for the day. And it is now 2-3-15 Northern Saints, West Coburg 14-14, 98. If you have an even number of behinds, I don't think your score is going to be an odd number, so I'm pretty sure that scoreboard is wrong.
Behind up there.
And they're not down by 2 points if you're looking as we speak.
Guys, wasn't that a flash of the old Northern Saints and Marzan Abdul-Wahed just, bursting inside 50, kicking a goal on the run? They just haven't done that enough times today. Stating the obvious, the bleeding obvious.
They don't have enough winners around the ground. There's too many passengers. It's literally like witches' hats. It's a training run for West Coburg.
15 plays 97, 14 minutes gone. Third term here at Coburg City Oval, and it's West Coburg in complete control. Opening round for most of the sides, bar, of course, the 4 sides that played on Good Friday. Free kick from in the middle of the ground. It's going to the goal kick up, Marzan Abdul-Wahed. And Northern Saints are going to go forward once again. He can go out wide to the far side of the ground. Hussam Ahmed takes the mark, goes laterally once again, and another mark is taken. This is a very slow build-up, but making ground here, Basman Abdul-Wahed inside 50, looking for a target there in Helwani. That's where it came unstuck. Saeed Elmi gathered the loose footy, and West Coburg spread and explode from their defence. Kick up towards the Eclipse. Drummond didn't take the mark, but he got one in the back. Free kick right on centre wing, outer side here at Coburg City Oval.
And it is your man, Dave Kennedy, that has the ball. The Eclipse, Drummond. We'll find out later if he likes that nickname. Half forward. And it came off hands. There's another whistle. Free kick this time will go to the Northern Saints, and it'll be taken. Now, they can't see who that is for the Saints. It's Hearn, who took a very good mark on the opposite side of the ground only minutes ago, and that kick is no good. Out of bounds on the full, and Drummond will come in and leave this one for Fawaz Zakari.
Northern Saints, they've kicked a lot of balls out on the full today. Obviously, their game is going along the boundary line. It'd be great to see them actually maybe attack the corridor at some point today and see if they can score a goal or two that way rather than going the long way around.
Mossard's got it, and he kicks long up towards Hopkins. Did well to bring it to ground. Little one over the top. Spills out there towards Kelly, who gathered the footy. Chain of handballs comes unstuck, and Northern Saints clear it, and they've got a little bit of time and space to work with. Leprest kicked up towards half forward. Little shimmy there inside attacking 50, and then the kick to the hotspot wasn't great. It really went to no one. Lolino, an easy cut-off for him. And now West Coburg building from their defence. So it was a terrible handball there intended for Drake. He couldn't quite pick it up. They might still mop up West Coburg. They've got so many numbers around the footy. Lolino in there once again. And now Drake. Now he gathers. And now he's got time to work it out towards the wing. No mark taken there by Laley, and it also clears Martini. Boundary throw in just forward of centre wing for Northern Saints, who have showed a little bit this quarter, I guess. It's been their best quarter of footy, I think, so far.
And that was the perfect opportunity for them to get a goal, and only two players presented, and even then they dawdled inside 50 rather than sprinting on the lead there, and they turned it over.
Travis Posnahosky, Adrian Jamison, Adam Sarikoglu, and EDFL Web TV's Dave Kennedy in the box today. A couple of bounces for Martini. Still got away from a couple of tacklers.
Keep going!
He goes and finds Drummond, who goes bang from 40 and kicks another goal. This might be controversial. It was touched on the line. Doesn't matter. It's 6 points for West Coburg, and Ben Drummond gets his fourth goal back.
You've got to be careful. The umpires might cancel this goal. We'll just keep a watch. No, there's no flags up, but no cancellation of this one.
There's a little bit of a Barney over here in front of the Northern
Saints. Few players breaking.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's really interesting. You mentioned just before, Pozza, that Northern Saints went inside 50 and they had no one to kick to, and Adam Sarikoglu and Jamo, you guys would know, that's where they miss Stocko, they miss Clothier, they miss those type of players up forward. They just have no one to kick to at the moment. Hearn has been reasonable at taking some big marks. Ali Abouid's going to take a few marks, but they need more options, and Stocko was that versatile forward that they just don't have access to, unfortunately, anymore. Back in the middle of the ground, West Coburg once again going to clear it. Omar Abdallah has been very busy in this quarter, and a little bit of candy work in close comes unstuck. Northern Saints trying to come back. Hopkins lays a big tackle, and another ball up pretty much the centre of the ground, maybe 2.5 metres forward of centre for the Northern Saints. And we've played almost 18.5 minutes. Another blood rule here, and another West Coburg big man is coming off the ground. So Hopkins comes from the ground. Thompson moves from full forward into the ruck.
Northern have lost the plot here. They've got a loose man in defence, West Coburg, and the wingman is playing out on the forward flank, and the North Coburg blokes have got no idea what's going on. They're all they're telling each other, get on him, but he's actually a loose man in defence.
Adrian Jamison, who has spent time in the war room, just pointing out some very interesting setups across that half forward line of West Coburg. Lolino towards half forward, and just clean bowled Elmi out the back. For the Northern Saints was Ali Saad. He got claimed. West Coburg players got back there holding the ball. Free kick for the Burgers. It'll be taken by Abdallah. He just wants to settle the tempo down a little bit. Now he's going to be forced to play on Bilal Alouche. What's going on here? Bilal Abouid, I should say. Alouche now a West Meadows player, but it's, there's been a 50-metre penalty. Did you boys see what it was for?
Yeah, he ran over the mark. I think he's a bit stiff there because the umpire was he was probably a half a second off calling play on, and he's
Yeah, I only see a
just
problem
gone.
with that.
He's gone just before the umpire's actually blown his whistle and signalled play on.
Well,
So
technically, Adam, he didn't call play on, so it's 50.
he was just about to put his arms up to call play on, and they've called 50. So technically, the right call there.
Yeah, not sure about that one. As coming in for the shot on goal now, Omar Abdallah, 2 goals already in this game of football, and if this is a goal, it'll bring West Coburg to within a kick of the ton lead. Goes across the face, minor score in the end. 15-15 is 105. I'm pretty sure guys up there in the scoreboard. 2-3-15. The Northern Saints, have I got that right?
Yeah, definitely 105.
Well, no, it's 15-14, 104 now showing on the scoreboard. So
Wrong.
89-point lead.
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
Back into play. Let's leave it at that as Northern Saints go up towards half forward and the ball taken out of play there as Buldola takes it out. Boundary thrown right in front of our commentary position here on Livecast Northwest FM. Apologies for any dropouts that we have been having today. We'll get that issue sorted during the week and we'll be back next week loud and clear. Basman is at the bottom of the pack. Basman Abdul Wahed, that is. Another ball up, about 21 minutes gone, so time on in the third term. Little tap down there from Helwani, and Northern Saints win the clearance up towards half forward. In the long sleeves, as the Chief has mentioned, Daheg Abdul Wahed can't trap this one before the boundary line. Another boundary throw, this time at half forward for the Northern Saints, who trail by 89 points. No, 90 points, 90 points.
We'll get that. And now it's gone 15-15, 104 again in that scoreboard. So, luckily today it won't really matter as Basman Abdul Wahed goes inside 50 for the Saints. That didn't quite work out. A little soccer off the ground. Not so effective for West Coburg either. A lot of players around this ball. Daheg Abdul Wahed is claimed in the tackle by Farwez Akari, and we'll have this ball up left forward pocket for the Northern Saints. 2-3-15 plays 15-15, 105. At Coburg City Oval, and there's been a holding infringement that will go in the favour of the Northern Saints, and Daheg Abdul Wahed took the advantage and snapped and missed. And that sums up the Northern Saints day.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's concurrence across the commentary as we all agree that that does sum up their day. And look at the long kick there from Drake. It was intended for Drummond. A good fist in front.
Set play, that one. That's a set play. Digby likes that long kick out with 2 blokes running. But the Northern player just intercepted it, luckily, because they were out.
Yeah, it was a good intercept there on the far side. It didn't get a number there. Back into play meantime, and it's Helwani to do the ruck work. Northern Saints win the clearance once again. Daheg Abdul Wahed got it to Basman Abdul Wahed through traffic. Managed to get a handball out, and in the end, Hearn just threw it on the boot inside 50, hoping for a mark, but Farwez Akari got front position and wants to switch play. He's got Meti all on his own. He can go long down the wing, and now a downfield free kick for Omar Saad, who took the mark anyway. He can play on over the top, just casual as you like, goes over the top. Lolino with space and time to assess the situation. He kicks inside 50. He might have floored his opponent, Hussam Ahmed, after, but in the end, it's Omar Saad over the top. Martini's going to run in and kick a sausage roll. He banged it straight into the post. That's terrible. That's laziness. That's already creeping into West Coburg in the third term.
Why did he banana that?
He did everything
Check-side it.
wrong
kept
in
going.
those circumstances.
Should have ran all the way to the goal line and just love tapped it through with his boot instead. Went a bit Hollywood with it, and luckily it won't cost West Coburg the game today as Almy gets tangled up here on the outer wing. Ended up losing the ball. The Saints go forward for Caruso. No, I went backwards, sorry. For Caruso takes the mark at right half back. And he's going to look to switch. Broadcast side. There's a couple of options. One of them is Mohamed Taleb. Takes the mark, gets around Kelly. Little kick down a corridor. That's okay for Basman Abdul Wahed. And that kick, no good. Turnover for West Coburg. Marwan Abdul Wahed. Basman ran past him. Little hand pass came out. Now it's in the hands of Mate. He goes wide. Lolino just about best on ground for mine today. Tried to take on Hussam Ahmed and failed. Free kick, Northern Saints.
It was a great tackle, as mentioned there, and now Hussam Ahmed squares things up towards centre half forward. Kick had to be centimetre perfect, as Dennis would say, and it was. And a mark taken by Fort Caruso. 55 out from goal. He sells Candy on the mark. Forced back onto the left foot.
kick.
Kicks in board. He had a loose man inside 50. It's Jack Smith. Takes the mark. About 35 metres out from goal. Angle just worse than 45 degrees. He's kicking towards the Bell Street end. And he is on the right side for a right footer.
This is one of their 16-year-olds coming through the junior program, so good that he's got the opportunity. He was down in defence, but I think he may have just swung forward. So let's see if he can nail this one.
Certainly find his name the easiest to pronounce on the Northern Saints list. He kicks from 40.
Got
It's
it.
a pretty
Good
good set shot. Well done, young fella. He kicks a goal. Jack Smith on the board for the Northern Saints.
Nice finish to that. They're really good. He's worked hard up the ground. But yeah, this is a blowout, and I can't see things improving for Northern, unfortunately. It's they've had a go this quarter, but they're just turning the ball over, and the mistakes are costing
See,
them.
imagine if you didn't have a player like Fort Caruso, like how creative he was there. He just didn't want to cough the footy up. He, tried to sell Candy, tried to run around players on the marker. Didn't want to cough the footy up though, and in the end found a target inside 50.
How would Dudas have gone today? Here.
Here?
West Coburg.
Would have been interesting, but you don't know how they would have recruited for senior division or premier.
All right, back in the middle at Coburg City Oval, and it is a West Coburg ball once more. Surprise, surprise. It's Lolino who goes toward the gates, and just read that one pretty well there. Caracoltis. Oh, I've lost that one.
Caracoltis.
Caracoltis. I've had that name right for a quarter and a half and then just lost it again. It's a boundary throw in just in front of the Northern Saints bench where Claire Varley is keeping an eye on things. We'll get an update from her during the three-quarter time break. Throw in here as McMillan releases a teammate out there, and a high ball from Farwes. Akari will be met by Glory, takes the
straight
mark,
off the
and
bench.
Lolino again. More and more becoming my best on ground, fellas, but his kick was a wobbler. That won't help his cause. Below, Abui takes the mark back into the direction from which it came, and Michael Simeone, who has definitely changed his boots. They were light, bright green, now they're sort of a fluoro blue number. Dave Kennedy, he's changed his boots at some stage. We'll have a throw in.
Jeez. Changing boots in local footy at half-time. Money bags. Wouldn't mind changing my shoes at half-time at commentary every week. Meantime, it goes out of play once again. Sheehan sees it out. Now,
Or once a year.
yeah, once a year. These guys both out there have drawn the two grand finalists next week, so maybe
They've got to call that back, surely.
It's a terrible
That-
throw, and it's
that-
just thumped back out.
The
went
boundary
straight up in
umpires-
the air.
Yeah, the
They'll get
boundary
another crack
umpires
anyway.
struggling.
I think the field umpire didn't have a great view of it, so we'll give
So
it.
Northern Saints to play Aberfeldy next week.
Wow.
West Coburg to play Strathmore. So they've drawn the two 2014
That's
grand
Premier, though.
finalists.
That's Premier.
Yeah, of course it is.
Exactly.
But the only sad thing is the gap between bottom and top. I mean, it'd be great if you were fighting for relegation, but you're also fighting for the finals. You're 2 games out of the finals.
It is a good point. It looks like the gap's widened this year.
This
It
gap,
was pretty close last year, Premier.
This gap is huge.
I'm going to be harsh. I don't think that West Coburg have been that good today.
No, neither have I.
Yeah.
I don't think so, and I can't see the likes of a player who'll play on arenas or the gap could be huge this year, and like the signs for Northern are just they're horrible. They really are. If they play like this against Abbas or Strathmore, it could be 100, 150 points.
That said, though, Northern Saints are missing, in my mind, if not the best player in the division, one of Nat Caruso, not out there today. He will make a massive difference, but one man can't lift this side that much.
No, and they can't have a two-man show.
29 minutes gone, final term. Fort Caruso, his brother, is sending them forward. Kick to the hot spot. No mark is taken. God, good work at ground level to gather that.
the
Now,
goal.
Jack
Kick the
Smith
goal,
again.
son.
Great.
He kicked their last goal. He got around a player, then his kick let him down. It just sort of dribbled along the ground. Now a chance for Daheg Abdul Wahed. Flicks it out. Another chance here for Caruso. Dribbles it towards goal. Goes right across the face. A minus score. At least they're going inside 50 this quarter, boys.
I think Smith, he tried to do the team thing there and pass it off when probably the right thing to do was have the shot on goal after getting around the defenders there.
There's two aspects to this game. It's giving your forwards the opportunity, and once they have the opportunity, executing and getting it done in front of goal, and that is not what happened for the Northern Saints on that occasion. It is three-quarter time here at Coburg City Oval. And even though West Coburg lead this one significantly, they do have their injury concerns. Jared Smith in front of us at the moment. He's got the 23 final term. He is about to get underway. The sun's slowly setting behind us in the west as well as the umpire puts it down, and Hopkins and Taleb will go head-to-head once more. And Woody Taleb has actually battled hard to win his own clearances today. Got there and just lost the ball. Almy got it for West Coburg. Inside 50, Sard couldn't take the mark. Tried well to trap it at ground level. Didn't quite work out. Now Bilal Abouid does get it out to Cassanides. Broadcast wing. Here comes Lolino. Takes the mark on centre wing for the Northern Saints.
Yeah, you mentioned Chief. He's done that a number of times today. Charging off half back. And look at this. The Eclipse is on in the middle of the ground. Oh, great work, though. Coming through with pace is Karakaltis, who kicks inside 50. Don't think I said that right, but it's a good kick anyway. Big punch comes from the back of the pack there from Pride. It went about 20 metres out of defensive 50, but it's coming back maybe with interest inside 50. Whoa. Oh, great strong contested mark. Bitter Ahmed takes about 15 metres out. There's a man down behind play.
Karakaltis.
I think he might have...
He hurt his knee or his ankle or something, I think, when he may have landed then.
Cramp.
Yeah, just a bit of cramp. Moody Taleb
Moody's over there. He's right. Got him covered.
going to help him out. So, Fitter Ahmed, quiet day by his standards. And he probably has been starved of opportunities, but a good contested mark taken by him. Needs to go back and convert for his team and give Northern Saints the lead in this quarter. Oh, he started it on the right goalpost. I think that was a goal personally. We've got the perfect angle on the vision to have a look back at this in slow motion. The umpire's called it a point, though.
Looked like a goal from down here, fellas.
That's where we need the DRS perhaps to come in. We've seen it work during the World Cup.
One of the most experienced goal umpires down there too. Don't know his name, but he's been around for years.
You can just tell, can't you?
As West Coburg try and get this ball back out of the danger zone, which has barely been penetrated today by the Northern Saints. Just, got pushed out of the contest there, did Hearn, and it will now go over the line before Basman Abdul Wahed can get to the ball. Throw in at the gates, just in front of the West Coburg bench. Very subdued atmosphere now at Coburg City Oval. Big win coming up for West Coburg. First game back up in Premier. Basman gets the clearing ball. That's Abdul Wahed, of course, up towards half forward for the Northern Saints, but it is all West Coburg, and Pride will send the ball back out to your man, Dave.
Good tackle.
Drummond, yeah, he couldn't quite take it, but then he claimed his opponent.
Mohamed Taleb down.
Yeah, he is just behind play, or in front of play, really. So ball up, meantime, it's in the centre square. A couple of players a little bit slow to their feet, Drummond and Solidanakis, as play continues for Caruso. Buries his way in. High contact free kick going Northern Saints' way. And they've got loose men in the middle of the ground. One of them is Simeone. He's got about 15 metres of space. Uses a long penetrating kick, and another chance there for the Northern Saints through Ali Abouid. He couldn't quite take it. He got front position, just a little bit clunky with the hands, and couldn't quite bring it down. Another boundary thrown inside 50 for Northern Saints, who've had all the play this quarter. 3.5 minutes gone. Final term. 106 plays 24.
A lot of the Northern players are cramping, which just shows the fitness levels at this time of year.
I was going to say, Northern Saints, they've set up a wall as well around their 50, so if West Coburg do get it out of here, it could come straight back in.
Free kick for Basman Abdul Wahed, and very lucky it's not against him, because he definitely dragged that ball in, but he was already infringed. The tackle came from behind in the back, and you'll have a shot.
I reckon he's been reasonably good for them today, guys. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think he's played really well in their midfield. He's had a lot of the ball. I think has he kicked one or two at the moment?
Going for number two.
Going for number two at the moment.
He's passed.
Daheg Abdul Wahed will take the mark in point blank range. He is goalless today.
Well, not sleeveless, though, as we've mentioned a few times.
They'll be hoping to probably kick 5 or 6 goals this quarter to put a bit of respectability back on the scoreboard, but they have been smashed. He's missed it.
Yeah, not even the Northern Saints of old will be able to bring this one back today, and that kick was no good. That's after tossing the grass in the air kicking towards the Harding Street goals, and it did not work out in the end for the Northern Saints. And how's that for a kicking?
And it was after you said that he was in point-blank range. Well, he somehow managed to find a point. The kick-in, as you mentioned, was absolutely perfect. It hit McMillan on the chest. He went in board. The umpire's got a holding free kick. It's going to go to Metty, though, almost 50 for not giving the ball back properly there. But Metty's got it right on centre wing. And he's going to kick a long penetrating ball inside 50. Big fly over the top there came from Omar Saad. It spills out. Marwan Abdul Wahed went on the left, then went on the right. Kick to the hot spot. Might be able to shepherd it through there, Elmi, but he takes the mark in the goal square instead. And he's going to kick a goal from what truly is point-blank range, Chief.
Yeah, we might see if Adam Russell's available from the three-quarter time huddles. Adam, if there's a shot on goal here. I'll look away for a moment. Dave, what's happened?
Sayed Elmi kicks the goal, and the margin approaches that 100-point barrier once again.
Adam Russell.
Yeah, West Coburg just looking to work smart, not hard in this last quarter. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for the West Coburg trainers. They've worked very hard this afternoon. It was Jared Smith that went off with that right knee. That's been iced up. And then also Makota is on crutches, unfortunately.
So that was Adam Russell. Just at ground side, we're back in the middle at Coburg City Oval. 16-16, 1-12, West Coburg, Northern Saints. 3-7-25.
Back in the middle of the ground. And it is... What is that? 87 points the difference as Northern Saints win the clearance. Long kick in the direction here of Daheg Abdul Wahed. He didn't get front position because Fawaz Akari did. And he took the mark, played on, and it comes off for West Coburg, and they clear defence up towards the wing. Big player there in Glory. Flew didn't quite take the mark. Spills to ground level. Northern Saints with numbers. Not a good kick, though. And Omar Abdallah is floored there by Kota Taleb. He's not too happy about the treatment that he got. Taleb gets to his feet with a bit of a smile, a smirk on his face. Got a free kick just backwards of centre wing here for Omar Abdallah. Little short one over the top, 2-on-1 West Coburg, and they win the ball through Metty, who goes inboard. Another good measured kick, finds Mo Saad, about 90 metres out from goal, so a very measured build-up. Marwan Abdul Wahed the target. The kick wasn't great. And in the end, a good punch coming over the top from Cassanides.
This one's really fizzed out, hasn't it, guys?
It has. I mean, wasn't much to watch from the start, really, but so far we're almost 8 minutes in, and not much has happened so far this quarter to really get excited about from either team.
7.5 minutes into the last quarter. Moody Taleb got a little kick that didn't go far, and now I think it's for Caruso. Somehow did manage to get it out to Moody Taleb. He just ran himself into trouble. And one thing we haven't mentioned today is the jumper clash. I wonder if that's been an issue out on the ground. We've handled it okay, us up here, Dave. I was a bit worried when I got here today and saw the all-dark clothing of both teams. It's a West Coburg ball here. They're just messing around in the 50, and McMillan will claim the mark and go back and hand pass over the top and somehow mess it up, but Glory will still kick the goal anyway.
I think there were 3 of them in the goal square there standing by themselves. 2 of them weren't watching, and still got the goal in the end with a pretty poor handball.
What do you make of Glory's game, boys? I think he's really faded out in the second, third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, his first quarter was great.
I sort of feel like he really hasn't had an impact after quarter time. Probably hasn't needed to, with respect to him. But yeah, I think he's certainly faded out after a fast start. 93 points the difference now. 118 plays at 25. We've travelled 8 minutes and 55 seconds in this final term, and ball is now back in the middle. Moody Taleb to do the ruck work against Hopkins. Hopkins went to ground, not Moody Taleb. He tried to burst his way through. He was wrapped up though, and the ball comes to a standstill. Another ball up inside the centre circles here. Far side of the ground at Coburg City Oval are the circles that we're using. Moody Taleb, another beautiful tap down. His men at his feet just not able to win the clearance on this occasion. Another strong tackle coming from Omar Abdallah, but the Saints are almost out here through Basman Abdul Wahed. can't quite find a way through. Another ball up, maybe 10 metres forward of centre for Northern Saints.
Adrian, you work a lot in the summer with wickets. There are 4 circles in this centre square here at Coburg. In the winter, it's notoriously bad, but right now that centre part of the ground is looking very good, very lush.
Looks magnificent, and the 3 circles you wouldn't really want to play on this wing here because you'd be looking at crumb.
Yeah, well, I'll declare my hand now. That is not going to stay the same, that centre wicket area of Coburg City Oval throughout the year. Shot on goal coming up for Mazan Abdul Wahid has won. Kicked that in the third quarter, I believe, a goal of the day contender from the pocket. Now he'll have a go with the set piece here. Will kick from 45. Margin is hovering just around 100 as we speak. This will make sure it stays within double figures. It's a minor score in the end to the near side. It just got rushed through. Didn't make the distance. Mazan Abdul Wahid. It's 3-7. What's that, guys? 3-7-20.
26.
3-8-26 to 17-16, 118.
And West Coburg away down the far side. Hopkins didn't take the mark and he pushed it towards the boundary line. A boundary throw in the result in the end, about 90 metres out from goal. We're going to get some scores at the end of these matches. Very interesting day around the grounds. We've probably come to one of the least interesting games. But who are we to know? There's still a big story out of it, and the story is that West Coburg are going to be big winners in round 1. Northern Saints are going to be big losers. There's a throw-in that's been recalled. The umpire saying that one not travelling the required distance. So even the boundary umpire starting to tire as well. Back into play now, and Hopkins tapped it down, but once again sort of feel like Northern Saints on top in the clearances. Basnam and Abdul Wahid got it to Hearn, who got it to Smith, ran to 52. It's a little spearing kick inside 50. Wasn't great. Fui Akari right onto this, and they're going to switch play, West Coburg. Fawaz Akari comes to the broadcast side of the ground and has room to work with.
Kick to the lead there, and no mark taken by Martini. Keeping his feet was Simeone, goes in board. No mark brought down there by Kota Taleb out the back. Here's a West Coburg player, Ian Mohammed Saad, just got the 1-2, got it back and wobbles one high to the goal square. Hard to believe that West Coburg are actually kicking towards Bell Street as we speak. Now they'll finally get it moving. They did well not to give up the ball, although as I speak, Simeone, 1 in 3, just managed to pick up the ball there. There's a high tackle on Mazan Abdul Wahid. Umpire had a good view. Umpire said no. Play on. Here's a cry for ball against Kieran Shee, and Simeone again keeps battling hard for the Northern Saints. Ball got fisted away. We're close to the line. Here's Lolino. Just got caught up there with Dougie Abdul Wahid, and we'll have another throw in. Digby Morrell there. Just having a chat with some of the boys behind the fence. Looks like he's in a good mood, Dave Kennedy.
Well, he's certainly in a good mood. He's smiling. He's not even...
You know him better than all of us?
Not even looking at the play at the moment. As I mentioned, he's just got those pants, nice shiny black shoes on. He means business. Basman Abdul Wahid, meantime, won himself a free kick from the clearance. And he is going to take the free kick from about 65 metres out, looking for options further afield.
He had to move that quicker. He had a loose man. They were in the pocket, but they still had a loose man there, and he held on to it.
Forced to go short. Fort Caruso on the attacking edge of the centre square takes the mark. And as you mentioned, Pozza, not much movement coming there.
They've got a loose, and West Coburg have just got a man sitting in the hot spot as well. Just nobody leading or moving for them at all.
It's a massive hit and hope. They needed a miracle mark. One was taken, but not wearing the blue, red and green of Northern Saints. It was taken by Fawaz Akari, who's been pretty good in defence as well. West Coburg trying to move this out of defence by hands now. Saad got it to McMillan, back to Saad. It takes a couple of bounces and then kicks to centre half forward. They're already into attack here, West Coburg. They should kick a goal here. Just paddling it in front of himself there was Omar Saad. Gathered, kicked on goal and banged it through. Another goal, goal number 18 for West Coburg, a coast-to-coast goal. Omar Saad makes it 3 for his afternoon.
Just an interesting stat. West Coburg have gone inside 50 48 times to Northern 35, but the scoring efficiency, West Coburg are going at 71%, North Coburg are going at 37%.
North Coburg.
North Coburg, the Bobs, the Boppers, if we go back that far. But yeah, that's that they have got the ball inside 50, but don't have any leading forwards or the Rovers that they had last year, as we spoke about earlier, Adam, with Stocko and that they would get those goals, crumbing packs and things like that. But West Coburg are just doing this too easily.
Yeah, they've lost all that potency, the Northern Saints. That's a red card for you, Adrian Jamieson. Early shower for you. You're done for the day.
See you
back
guys.
in the middle. Coburg City Oval. No, put the headset back on, Adrian. You're all right. We're inside 50 for the Northern Saints. Here's Smith over around the ball in the yellow boots. And now it's picked up by Mohammed Saad. Hand pass out wide, and the Saints. That's confusing. West Coburg and St Kilda jumpers, and we can't call them the Saints. Up towards half forward. They go, and they can just set up another attack here. I think that's Big Bo Hopkins out there on the outer side. It might not be, in fact. I think that's Lino again. Inside 50. Here's McMillan over the top. Too deep. Took the mark. He's not going to have a shot going board. And they could have raffled it. Oh. And Dave, I'm going to let you call this one through because it's your man, Ben Drummond.
Well, he's taken the mark, and I appreciate the shift in call here, Chief, because I'm not 100% sure what to call this when he kicks the goal, whether it's goal number 4 or goal number 5. The scorebook says 4. The unofficial scorebook says 5. Now that everyone's confused, he misses to the left-hand side, and he doesn't add to his official register of 4 goals. 3 in the second quarter to really break the game open. Disappointing result for the Eclipse then.
Yeah, it wasn't earth-shattering stuff, that one, as the Northern Saints come to the broadcast side. Mark taken by Sheehan. He's got Daheg Abdul Wahed just ahead. He won't go there. Just goes over the top, and Kota Talib dropped the mark. Basman Abdul Wahed got tackled out of that one. It's a West Coburg ball for now, but there's going to be a free kick going the Northern Saints' way. Basman Abdul Wahed will take the ball as soon as he reclaims it. Whenever he's heading up towards the Aquatic Centre, which, having a look, is looking pretty busy in there today. I don't know what it's called, the Coburg Aquatic Centre, or
Probably that.
That'll do it.
the Bell
That's
Street,
probably what
the
it's
Bell
called.
Street, Bell Street pools will perhaps go with. There's
Bell's Baths.
Yeah, that's a real Northern Territory of you, Dave. We're back
you go.
in
Good
the
go
middle
for a
of
run.
Coburg City Oval. And here is Drummond. One bounce. No shot. Little chip over the top. Elmi or Marwan Abdul Wahed. It's the latter. And that is the easiest goal he will ever kick in a real live game.
Wow. There's the ton, boys and girls. They now move to a margin of more than 100 points. And as you mentioned, Chief, that's abysmal. That is atrocious defence. How Marwan Abdul Wahed can pick the ball up, look behind himself, realise nothing's coming, stop, prop, order a hot dog, eat the hot dog, and then put it through, still with time and space left, is absolutely incredible.
Adam Russell could have run out the microphone to him. He could have called his own goal for us.
And it's known as the Coburg Leisure Complex.
There we go. That's probably one of the most interesting insights to come out of today. Well, 1917, 131, West Coburg, Northern Saints, 3-8-26, 18 minutes gone, final term. There's still more time for pain for the Northern Saints.
1917, 131, West Coburg, Northern Saints are 3-8-26. And we'll have another ball up here again. Dave Kennedy, we've seen a few of those today.
Plenty of ball ups.
18 and a half minutes into the last quarter now. It's 105 points of the margin. At Coburg City Oval, Basman Abdul Wahed hasn't stopped trying all day, and he's head down, bum up, fed it out to Fort Caruso, who escaped one tackler. Then the chipper kick over the top. That wouldn't have gone 15 even if Hearn had got there. So it's a West Coburg ball coming out, and a little kick from Abdallah. Just try to set up a teammate out there. I think it was Farwez Akari who's up against Bilal Abu Weed. It goes, thought it went out of play. It's in fact the Northern Saints free kick in front of that scoreboard, which reads 19-17, 131. So 3-8-26.
Little short one down the wing, and it finds Solidanakos just backwards of the wing for Northern Saints. He's got no options. Umpire calls him to play on. Did well to get around McMillan and then sends a long ball to half forward. They all fly, and it's a good mark that comes there on the far side. Going to move it on quickly in the Hearn direction. Moody Taleb also there, getting a vital touch on it though is Pride. Then he gathers his own footy. Did very well with the secondary effort and got it to Martini, who runs to about 60 from his defensive line and goes over the top to Drummond. He took the mark on centre wing. Doesn't elect to take a bounce this time. Just kicks long inside 50. He kicked to advantage. It was a perfect passage of play from West Coburg. Their best yet. And it's going to result in a set shot coming up inside 50. The mark was taken about 35 metres out by Hopkins.
It's a great kick by Drummond there. He's got a great kicking style as well, I've noticed. Whether he's on the run or having a shot on goal, he actually kicks through the ball and, perfectly weighted and kicked to advantage of Hopkins there.
Martini went to Drummond, went to Hopkins, who kicked a goal. Oh, it's all too easy for West Coburg in this final term, and they bang through another one and extend the margin. 2017, 137. They lead Northern Saints 3-8-26. 20 minutes and 30 seconds gone final term.
Yeah, well, what more can we say? The Northern Saints today been hugely disappointing. Now, I want to look back on this tape and probably just
Probably erase it.
have a good hard look at themselves, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't know what do they take out of it.
But that goal then, the small on baller there, I can't see who it is. He was manning up on. It was Bassam Abdul Waheed was manning up on the ruckman in the defensive 50. Like that matchup, how did that come about? Like the blood rule after blood rule here. They're swapping ruckman. They've swapped one ruckman.
It's a good way to do your rotations, isn't it?
And then the second ruckman's gone in and he's been called for the blood rule as well. So third time lucky. Let's hope no one's
So they've
bleeding.
put Pride in the ruck now. He's come from the back line to take the centre bounce.
Glory goes to full back.
Bit hard on the blood rule there. I think he's got a little bit coming out of his mouth.
It's just a cut lip, fellas.
It's hardly
So-
bleeding. Look, he's
So
just patting.
swallow it and then continue.
10 individual goal kickers for West Coburg today. The Northern Saints only have 3. They've only got 3 goals for the game. Back in the middle, Basman Abdul Waheed tackled, tried to give the ball back there to a teammate there in Halwani. Couldn't. It's a high one now inside 50 for the Northern Saints. And Moody Taleb is up against his direct opponent there. And that occasion was Glory. He just come on the ground. I saw him having a chat. Some of the boys on the bench just moments ago. A quick kick out towards us and the West Coburg bench. Adam Russell and Claire Varley, Teo Pellizzeri all hovering around there somewhere. And we'll have a boundary throw in. I wonder if we'll hear from Claire Varley in a minute. Haven't exactly heard from her in a while. We might be able to find out what did happen in the three-quarter time huddle for the Northern Saints. We're close to the line. And it will be kept in temporarily by an acrobatic handball from Jesse Martini. Boundary throw in. Claire, have we got you? And if so, what can you tell us about what's happening from a Northern Saints perspective? No, we won't hear from Claire just yet. There's a free kick. Anyone see what that was for? The free kick going to West Coburg.
No, it was off the ball, but couldn't tell you what it was for, unfortunately.
Martini has won himself the free kick. Claire Varley's just down on the boundary line. I think she's getting ready to have a chat to us. We'll just keep a watch of play at the moment as this one goes up towards half forward. Couple of bites at the cherry. Umpire not paying the mark there, Omar Saad. Oh, he just somehow got around the tackle, but tried to handball around the player on the mark there. Very close to the boundary line. It goes out of play. Claire Varley is on the boundary line.
Yeah, in the three-quarter huddle for the Northern Saints, Steve Krzyzewski, the coach, I apologise for that, said the fact is the team is not fit enough, and that's because they just didn't want to put in the work in the pre-season, and he's got stuck into them saying that they need to push. If they want to be an A-grade team and they want to be taken seriously, they need to start acting like one.
Is three-quarter time in round one the right time
That
to be
is a
saying,
revelation.
boys, your pre-season was no
fit.
good?
I called it. They're not fit.
You can see that they're
It's
slow.
mid-April.
Yeah,
It's
I know,
mid-April.
but
This
yeah.
started in November.
You can see that they're slow, but for a coach to actually come out and say that at three-quarter time in round one,
You can't take that back.
No.
You can't take that back. The players the whole season are going to be thinking, well, our coach has already told us that we're not fit enough. And I agree with Chief. I agree with what you're alluding to. That's a terribly timed message as they go inside 50. Here's Drummond. He's gang tackled and brought to ground, ball up inside 50.
When we're not there day in, day out, and surely the message has come across, boys, we've not had a good pre-season.
That's an indictment on the coaching staff not to get them fit either. So I don't know what he's trying to achieve there.
Well, it's a West Coburg ball eventually. Just got trickled out towards the centre of the ground. The man leading that foot race was Jesse Martini. Turnover, Northern Saints ball, and Zahid Abdul Wahed has the ball. Tried to sell off a bit of candy, and not against the man who's probably best on ground today. Lolino forced the turnover inside 50 for West Coburg, and we'll have a ball up. 2017-137, West Coburg, Northern Saints 3-8-26. EDFL Web TV's Dave Kennedy.
I really want to push that point. That's a really strange thing to say. It either means that you as a coach didn't get the team right to play, or you didn't have enough of a chance as the coach to emphasise the importance of fitness to them. As Drummond kicks to the top of the goal square, no mark taken, it spills to ground level. Laley, hands back. Now the shot on goal from Elmi, just puts it to the left-hand side, minus score.
I want to go back to Claire. You were in that huddle. We've been hovering around the Northern Saints bench a lot throughout the day today. Describe the mood overall of that.
There are a lot of expletives being said over there. It's really subdued, and really the only things they're saying when they actually speak are just yelling at the players and feeling really upset about it all.
And what was the three-quarter time huddle like?
It was really just a good stern talking to be honest. It was telling the players that what they're doing isn't good enough and that they're losing steam halfway, and that's not good enough.
And one more, how was that received by the players?
They seem pretty down about it, and I do think they're trying to take it on board and they're not feeling too personally attacked, but hopefully they can pull it together.
But that's the thing, Claire. It's a really good point that the Chief makes. You can't just go to training the next week and learn fitness. You can't just go to training and expect that it's going to be better the next week. It's something that takes a lot of time.
Because the responsibility lies with him.
Marwan Abdul Wahed has a shot in the meantime and misses across the face, minus score. So 2019-139 West Coburg, and the Northern Saints are 3-8-26. The ball will be brought in once again by Fort Caruso.
Geez, we might have to go to Northern Saints home ground to do EDFL Web TV. Teo, I know you're listening, and see what they do at training, whether they just give up on learning, on doing any ball work and just work on fitness. If they're not fit enough, well, maybe that's what they need to do.
Well, let's hope they can get it together, because they are an exciting team to watch when they are going. They've lost a few playmakers, but they still have plenty as well. So it is going to be a long season. A hot potato mark taken there by Mazan Abdul Wahed. He's providing a little bit of line entertainment in what's been a pretty bleak day for his supporters. There's a free kick here now for the Northern Saints.
Wasn't needed, that.
The man pushed off the contest, and it is Silvio Camperano, who is wearing Muzzy Ozdemir's usual number 23. I'm pretty sure Ozdemir is still on the Northern Saints list, but today his jumper is being worn by a youngster who we don't know too much about, Silvio Camperano.
Could be his first kick for the day, I think, fellas.
Yeah, I haven't heard his name called too often if he has had a kick already.
I don't think that's Muzzy's jumper either, because that is a very, very small jumper on a very slender-looking bloke who is a youngster. Muzzy, a great player, though, for the Northern Saints. Just about their best in the 2013 Division 1 Grand Final. Feeder Ahmed hits the post, minus score for the Northern Saints. 3-9-27. Now plays 2019-139.
Can't be too much time left. 5 goals this quarter, and they've all gone to West Coburg. Long kick in, comes out towards Glory, got front position. Umpire says he had his arms chopped, play on advantage. It spills out. McMillan links up here with Omar Saad, who's kicked 3 goals today. A little chip to Martini, another good player. Look at this. The build-up has been perfect so far. Laley runs inside 50. Got it to Elmi. Back to Laley. Oh, he had to take a tackler on the siren beat, everyone. But it's a massive win to West Coburg all the same. 112 points is the difference at the full-time siren. West Coburg, 2019-139. Defeat Northern Saints, 3-9-27. Coburg City Oval.
In a word, very quickly, best on ground, in a word.
That'd be... Sorry. Who was it? Sorry, Lolino. Sorry.
Ben Drummond.
Lolino.
Morel.
Okay. Wellino wins. That's it at Coburg City Oval. 2019, 139 West Coburg. They're back up in a big way in Strathmore Community Bank Premier Division, Northern Saints. 3-9-27.
They'll stop filming now, and now we will do the podcast. So those two are going to go down to the rooms and grab Digby and bring him up, or a player. Yeah. No, he's in it. We'll write the full-time scores. We'll record it as if it's live. We'll just do it as a podcast instead. And then I'll upload it before we leave.
Where's that toilet on the
It's in the actual club.